Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
Shane.
We are back with Attack on Titan, Season 4, Episode 20. Do you remember what happened 5 minutes ago?
We'll make this pre-talk quick because you're tired.
I'm quite tired.
Like you said in the post-talk, it came together in a great way. I mean, all the characters, it really is like Game of Thrones, where I get to the point where all of the characters, I had my favorites, but they were all fighting each other, and I was like, man, like I like everyone to a degree.
We brought it up time and again, but Full Metal Alchemist does a very good job with that.
Yeah, it does.
Making you feel, you're at least passionate about the characters. Mm-hmm. And how they're all pitted against one another and the parts they play.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Very human characters.
And Eren here, if he wanted to protect Eldia and protect his family and friends, like that's noble. And if you're willing to make a deal with the devil to do it, that's essentially what Amir did, from what I understand. I don't think it's been fleshed out yet.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
maybe they were being oppressed at the time. So she made a deal with the devil.
And then maybe she didn't have the power she thought, and now Eren doesn't have the power that he thought he was going to have.
That's possible.
Yeah.
And it's also possible that it'll backfire on Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, I can at least go back to disliking Zeke, although I don't dislike him as much. Because, I hated him before. But now I hate the bowl cut lady.
Yeah.
I mean, Zeke has a reason. I just disagree with him very much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he had a shitty upbringing, and for all the good he tried to make up for, he was a shitty father to Zeke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, he recruited Eren into his cause that he was trying to rectify for Zeke. And trying to rectify in general for his first wife.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like he took a little more of a hands-off approach with Eren regarding that.
Yeah.
Until finally
he ejected his ass.
Until it was all in. It was just like, you let him be a kid up to a certain point, and he's like, boom.
I wonder if Grisha had any kind of intel, or, I wonder if he was wondering ever when they were going to attack Paradis. Because, he was away when it happened. Mm-hmm. And then it just happened.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he felt like, okay, well now I have to, if he ever had a plan, now whatever timetable he had probably had to change.
Yeah, because was he up on time? Is that why he passed it on to Eren? Or was he just...
He had to be close because Eren was 12 or 13.
Yes, I wonder if maybe he just knew he was out of time, so he just passed it on to Eren, and that's why.
He had been really close, yeah.
So
Eren couldn't have been older than 14, or older than. Oh, he couldn't have been older than 13, obviously.
Yeah.
Because unless he ran over here, got to go pregnant real quick. You know what I mean? He had to been 12.
He had to hoof it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, before we jump into the reaction, we do put our reaction footage on our Patreon for free for everyone. Just click on the link, then come back here for the post talk. The last one was crazy, so you don't want to miss it. This is terrible.
After all I put you through,
Jesus.
you have every right to despise me.
That was cool.
That was cool, and you know how you and I, let's just face it, we're pretty good at predicting. And it's just because of the nature of doing this and
watching so much shit.
This is better than what I wanted to be.
Yeah, it's subverting in a way that's kind of like Westworld.
Yeah,
in a way, because you don't really know what to expect.
Yeah,
that's I guess the whole point of subversion.
It's I think our theory was okay, if it does our theory, it's still gonna be great. But I can't fool us anymore. But in the end, Eren could still be redeemed as be the Vader character. But I didn't expect fucking any of this at all. Personally.
Yeah, him turning around and kind of almost like a redemption for Zeke, in a way through Grisha.
Yeah.
And Eren turning out to be according to this, the threat.
Yeah. And I think
it's cool though, the revelation about the Attack Titan too, that it was always the rebellious spirit.
And I love that. I mean, Grisha, his brief role was impactful for me. Just he was a badass.
It's cool how it came around full circle, where originally you have little bits and pieces about him.
When it changes,
but now his role as a father it's consummated here.
Yeah, and it's just it's weird that you find out things. Our characters in their timeline went back and had an impact on their father's timeline. Towards the end of his life. Mm-hmm. Just that the relationships that he has that grow come back and affect him. And it also changes Zeke from the future. Mm-hmm. Who, which is in his son.
The loop.
Yeah, and his son who, I think Eren always wanted to do the right thing, and I'm not so sure now, but I think he It looks like he might have been hardened a little bit seeing all this shit.
Well, I mean, obviously that was part of the whole deal.
Yeah.
Like, them going back and revisiting these memories played into his influence on his father to commit the atrocities he did.
Okay.
His dad was going to let the founding titan and the Rice family live.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, you're going to do it. You
And
remember
he's
why
like,
you're going to
"Get
do
up."
it. Yeah.
You know,
keep moving forward.
I get why people didn't like young Eren's voice. I think he sounds like
Sounds badass. Man.
11 times cooler.
Oh, yeah.
But like you can tell it's him.
Mm-hmm. Zeke has done on screen much more horrible things than Eren.
Yes.
So, as far as well, now he's the good guy and he's the bad guy. Like, no, I mean, I think it's turning into one of those situations where everyone's hands are bloody.
Yeah.
And
it's just like choose who you want to empathize. I mean, I still think Mikasa, Jean, Eren, they're all going to be, they're pure to me. Armin, yeah, and John and Connie and they're all still to me kind of, and Gabby, I think.
And of course we still got cards to play. There's a lot of cards up their sleeves in terms of Annie.
We're not even out of the spirit world yet.
Yeah, I know. It's like Annie hasn't made a comeback yet, which we can assume is going to happen.
Yeah.
And now Falco, who's going to be.
Yeah, thank God. I mean,
a user or whatever you call him.
Yeah, he's going to be one of them.
One of them.
Yeah, I mean, it just I could have liked them more. I like in the end I don't want to say I want Eren to turn good. I just want to be fulfilled. But to me right now, talking to you, I think that's him being redeemed. Maybe it won't be.
Eren?
Yeah, in the end,
Yeah, you have to wonder where it's all going. Because
yeah,
Eren, obviously Eren was born fighting.
And I like that whole thing too.
I do too. And that's he also has been hardened by the fact he saw his mother be eaten.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the same as with Zeke. Like Zeke thinks he had it hard, but
yeah, he didn't.
He didn't compared to that.
Yeah, I mean he did.
I mean he did earlier on.
He did. He grew up in the ghetto, like the Eldian ghetto.
He grew up hard, but it's not the same level as Eren seeing. Of course, Eren was much older than Zeke growing up through that.
Yeah.
Very important age in terms of development.
Yeah.
And how he grew up. And what his father was going through at the time and what he was putting Zeke through. So it was not light by any means, but then Eren seeing his mom be eaten and now his family and neighbors and friends and neighbors be fucking.
It was so traumatic, so condensed into a short period of time, and
yeah, it was like one of those moments where you have a normal life, and all of a sudden something god awful happens and you snap. And which you already know. You could say, well, he killed those people. Like, well, those guys were pretty sure they were going to kidnap Mikasa.
Yeah.
And do horrible things.
Yep.
So
they talked about how, she's Eastern. They could sell her.
Yeah. So fuck them. They deserve to be stabbed to death. And Eren he protected her. So I defend that.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Sorry, but not sorry. Still in Eren's corner. I want to see where it's going. I hope that. Yeah,
he's my favorite character, but Vader is probably my favorite character, but he's still, I can't root for him when he's evil. Like, yeah. I just want. The
early Vader, we saw the harshest in terms of when he killed all the younglings and shit like that. So
yeah, but talking about the fucking planet. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, a little. If it's hands off.
I know it didn't feel. Like pressing a button is different, but it's.
It is. I mean, it's still the same consequences.
It's the same to them,
but on screen in terms of entertainment.
Yeah, it's like the most impactful thing Vader did to me ever was kill those people in a hallway in Rogue One. In terms of impact.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
it was definitely one of the most powerful, savage scenes regarding him that we were given.
How do you feel about Grisha now?
I mean, obviously, he turned out to be decent.
Yeah, yeah. Like I like the character a lot more.
More so than he was.
Yeah, I like the character a lot more now, and just him and Zeke. That scene just fucking made me. It just really broke me.
It's kind of interesting that he kind of connected more with Zeke then and said, "Dude, you gotta fucking stop Eren." Which we don't know what stop Eren could mean. It could mean something completely different than what we imagine. Like them going down in a fucking, brawl.
Yeah. Do you think now Eren just wants to like he cares about Eldia still? Now he just wants to kill the rest of the world now?
That's possible.
I don't want to say I can get behind that. I just don't want him to want to kill I don't want him to want to kill Eldians because I just didn't see that turn.
Yeah.
So, but I can see him okay.
Yeah, for Eldia, we need to wipe out the rest of the world.
Yeah, which is probably worse.
It's definitely just as bad, if not worse.
It's just as bad or worse, yeah.
Yeah, so he...
But, like, I would understand it a little more, though. Like, everything he's seen...
I could see him doing that more, you mean?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to say I empathize, but I understand, like, you know, seeing what his father went through, what everyone did, and wiped out, you know...
What they're doing to Eldians, what they're putting Eldians through, and now they're just going to come and kill them.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, what the fuck? I have a right to live here, too. That was his deal.
Yeah.
And
you know, Zeke, his logic, it was a little... They were raised differently, and Zeke was just out of sorts there. Like, I completely... I, for the most part, disagree with him thinking he's going to show him these memories and he's going to understand. But what happened was Zeke just realized that he was wrong.
Yeah. And, well, that and I think his dad seeing him and talking to him.
I get why Brett wanted us to watch 3.
And empathizing with him. Like, I get why, you know.
Yeah. In the great scene in the end when, like, the chains were broken, Eren, he was standing there like fucking...
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, what now?
Yeah.
That was cool. It's cool how they're kind of on equal terms in there now, and I kind of wonder where that's going to go.
Me too.
Aaron's head's going to grow little legs and stuff.
Besides, I mean, I've watched... I hope not. To me, I'm very partial to the stuff I grew up with. The last great anime I watched was My Hero, but I love the highs of My Hero, but it was a little something. If I was younger, I would have loved it. Yeah. But this, it's up there for me now. It's a great anime with a great story and great characters, and
it's definitely coming together. My favorite's still Full Metal.
My favorite's still probably DBZ or Rurouni Kenshin, but this is like a great anime.
Well, the thing with DBZ is I can at least be fair that it had, you know, the Majin Buu saga was kind of
I didn't finish it.
It's kind of a soft.
Yeah.
Kind of landing there. It wasn't really they didn't really stick the landing in terms of how DBZ ends.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't have the deepest story.
It has the height and the android Cell saga.
That's my favorite.
I think objectively it is probably the height of DBZ. It brings everything together.
Yeah, that's that or the Trunks saga. I know yours is the Saiyan saga.
Well, the Trunks is...
Well, yeah, it's all in there. Yeah.
But I'm throwing it all in. The Android saga, the Saiyan saga is just, that's kind of like nostalgic. Yeah. First one I saw, I mean, it would have been anybody saw, but it's, you know what I mean? It's just the first one I remember and that stuck.
Yeah.
But honestly, the Cell saga, Android and Cell saga are probably the top tier. And then it goes down a little bit with Majin Buu.
It does. I mean, although the Vegeta Goku fight
you get some gems
was one of the best
in there, but it slopes back down.
Yeah.
Like it peaks in Cell.
Yeah, to me it peaks of Cell and then
drops.
It drops the lowest Majin Buu and then it goes up to about Saiyan Saga level for me for most of Super.
Yeah, but Super's not Z. So
you're right, and I haven't seen Dragon Ball either, and I hear that's also very
good. I haven't, but I've read the manga, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But there's a very big difference between seeing it on the page
and
which I love his artwork and seeing it on the page, so that's why I went ahead and bought that. But I don't own Z. Regardless, Full Metal I think though had like just the most shining moments.
Well, to me, what made it incredible was because this gives me good character moments too, and it gets me I like magical lore, like all like the equivalent exchange. That's like I'm kind of a nerd about that. But the ending was fucking fantastic to me. I love the characters got a happy ending. I love the all the stuff, like the metaphysical stuff with God or with I can't remember the truth. Mm-hmm. Like that's like my favorite stuff. Just like now,
it has a very satisfying end for all of the characters.
No, yeah, in the ending, like to me, like what I also love about this now is like the stuff with the not time travel, but with how everything is connected through the path or whatever. Mm-hmm. If they have a really good ending, this could be like a great fucking show.
This is ending strong. I like this show, and I think it's good. I wouldn't like. It's definitely like you said. It's not my number one.
It's not my number. It just can't be.
It's great.
I can't put it ahead of the stuff I grew up with.
No,
I just can't. But I'd recommend it to anybody.
Absolutely.
As long as it ends well.
Yeah, I mean that's actually coming together quite nicely in terms of the character moments and the human story and Zeke's story. Surprisingly, I
almost said I love Zeke.
I don't love him.
I said the last fucking thing. Now I can hate Zeke again, and now it's one episode later. Now I want to take it back. I don't love him, but I I understand him a little more now. I like the
because
character.
you see that relationship, like his dad coming back and saying, "Man, I'm sorry, I love you. I shouldn't have tried to turn you."
Yeah,
into
he's
a
like
soldier."
crying. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, and
That's
then
terrible.
you look at Eren, and Eren's like fucking pissed.
Yeah,
Which I kind of wondered if it was going that way ever since the cellar memory, with Eren saying, "Next, we're done here, right?"
Yeah.
Like I kind of wondered if it was he was kind of starting to take it away,
Yeah.
or he's kind of leading through the memories almost, and Zeke thinks he is.
Yeah.
Because
oh yeah, you're right. Like
and,
okay. No, that's you're probably right. I think so.
Then they come out of it, and obviously he's.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, it's just I can't say it enough. I really like it so far. I'd recommend it to anybody. That first season, like I like it for like the shock value,
impact,
but not like it's not something I'd recommend because it's just disgusting. Like,
yeah.
It's like you should watch it once and then that's it. But now, like, if it all comes together like I think it is, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you. See you next week.